All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking and reacting to a Celtics dub tonight. I'm not going to lie, after, yikes, like quarter number 3, I want to say. It was, the third quarter when they absolutely just seemed like they were blowing that game. I was sitting here almost like planning, or not planning, but thinking about, okay, how the hell are we going to talk about this game now that they blew another game? That all absolutely changed the minute we saw the start of the fourth quarter. Came in here and 1,000,000% just said, "Hey, you know what? Let's do this. Let's turn this game around. We're way better than them. Let's do it." So, yes, Celtics take the 116-111 dub over the Pacers. A much needed win because they should have, in my mind, and it probably should be in your mind too, they should have absolutely won that game. A couple nights ago. They blew it, and I thought we were heading down a similar path right now, but no, we got the dub. Let's see, PJ's checking in saying, let's go. Brock saying, hell yeah. AC saying, never a doubt. KJ saying, oh, geez. Birkin saying, Jalen was solid again. Guys, I don't know if you're noticing. I don't know if you guys are checking this out, but we have the chat now up on the stream. And we have, we're streaming on Periscope, because if you tuned into the last stream, I told you how Periscope is actually like closing up shop, so we're gonna have to figure something out. So right now we are streaming on, I got a free trial for this thing, so we're streaming on Periscope, YouTube, and Twitch right now, and we're gonna see how it does. So if you you want to hop over to those platforms, check it out. Just search Guy Boston Sports on YouTube, because that is the front runner where we're taking this stream in a couple months. But yeah, just wanted to throw that out there. So Birkin says Jalen was solid again, but it was Time Lord and Peyton. Yeah, we'll just jump right into talking about the studs of the game. Time Lord and Peyton Pritchard, and I said it on the podcast today, on the Tommy Points podcast. It comes out tomorrow. Time Lord's going to become a guy that, if he's not active or not playing well, it's actually going to hurt the Celtics this year, which is great because that's what we're looking for from him. So if we look at these two guys, if I zoom in here, I don't know if it zooms in for you guys. Robert Williams at 8 points, 5 rebounds, 1 offensive board, plus 10 from the field, or plus 10 plus minus 4 for 4 from the field. And then Peyton Pritchard, this kid can ball. He can straight up ball. 10 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, plus 3, 4 of 8 from the field. This kid can play. And and I think I saw someone tweet, I don't know who, but it was pretty much saying I think we're starting to realize that Peyton Pritchard was not exactly a reach, because people when they drafted him, and I didn't really have a reaction. I think my only reaction was I want to take a second and learn more about him before I react. But people said, who the hell's this kid? Why are they drafting him? Another young guy to the team? Turns out he can ball. You know what I'm saying? Turns out he can play. So I think we'll take it for now. I don't think we got to be worried about Peyton Pritchard. It's only been 4 games, but I don't know. I kind of like the pick. All right, let's get to some more chat here. Ahan saying Peyton Pritchard's elite. This is not a drill. Gear saying we need to start Pritchard, Smart, Jalen, and JT. I think Pritchard loses his pizzazz, for a lack of a better term. I think he loses his pizzazz if you start him. Just being completely honest. I don't think Pritchard's the guy you start right now. Now, I wouldn't hate it if they started him. I think he actually has sort of made waves enough to say, hey, if you want to start me, let's do this. But I'm not, totally sold on the idea of him needing to start, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So I don't hate the idea, but no, I don't think he needs to start just yet. Let's see. Mustafa saying Celtics fans got to chill with firing Brad. He's playing what he has. More talk should be on Danny. I think the team's all right. I don't think the team's bad. I think they're proving that they're all right. It's a learning year in my mind, a learning year in which they can contend. Do I think they're going to win the ship? Probably not, to be completely honest. No, probably not. But do they have the ability to? Maybe. I don't know. It's a learning year. It's a learning year in which they'll contend, at least. Let's see. Fresh is saying, thank you. Thankful for the comeback. We needed this win big time, 1,000,000%. All the chat right now is about Pritchard. AC saying his daughter Ella and I are hooked up to an O2 tank after that one. Mike saying PP the GOAT. Dougie saying love Pritchard, giving it his all. He's a dog. He really is. Grant Williams season saying PP won this game for us. Birkin saying Time Lord needs the minutes. I'm flying through these comments as quick as I can, by the way. If you're new to the stream, you'll probably realize quickly that I could do a little bit better at keeping up with comments, but nonetheless, we're doing it. Skipping ahead just a little bit here. Tommy saying Brad Stevens is overrated. I don't think so. I mean, I do think Brad Stevens is a little bit too comfortable. You know, if you guys watch the stream a lot, you know that I've been on that boat for a while. Like, I think Brad Stevens is really, really comfortable where he is, and I think I wish he would coach a little bit more. Like, oh, geez, I got to coach for my job, but no fire, Brad Stevens. Greg saying, where's the celebratory shotgun? No shotgun tonight. But you know, we should get some live shotguns on the stream soon. Arthur is saying, when do you see Kemba coming back and how much will he help the team? I think he comes back and helps the team drastically. People sleep, and I pulled it up, what was it, a few streams ago, Kemba's season last year. People absolutely sleep on Kemba Walker and what he did for the team last year. Like, completely snooze fest. Kemba Walker was good last year. If it wasn't for like 3 playoff games that he played, you know, subpar, like, you wouldn't be saying, oh, like, or not you, but, or any of you, but you wouldn't be thinking Kemba Walker didn't play well. Kemba Walker had a really good year, especially for the first year of the team, and I think he comes back, and that's me assuming he comes back and is all right with the knee, you know, like, who knows? It could be a pretty serious bad knee injury, but I think he comes back, and I think he actually, you know, helps his team drastically. Clint saying, love the chemistry with Pritchard and Time Lord. They do have some sort of chemistry. It's pretty great. Clint saying, does Tice suck or is it just me? He does not suck. Tice has been dealt a tough hand, and I know people probably be like, oh, that's annoying. Like, no, he hasn't. He's an NBA player. Tice literally is playing against guys that are bigger and stronger than him and more athletic than him every single night, and all he has to do is try and out-grit and out-grind guys, and when you play like that, all of a sudden you start committing these fouls, and the refs start having their eyes on you and whatnot. That's the problem with Tice. So, yeah, it's like, oh, the refs hate him, but it's also the way he has to play. Tice has to play physical to be viable, and that doesn't always result in, you know, not getting called for fouls. Let's see. Fresh is saying, how much of an impact do you think having Kemba was going to have scoring-wise and momentum-wise? I think he's going to be incredible. Like I said, I think Kemba comes back and doesn't take anything away from this team. You know, like if anything, we're going to see the Pritchards and possibly the Teague sort of scoring, if you call it that, after a few games, I guess, subside a little. I don't think we're going to take anything away from Tatum, and I don't think anything's coming away from Brown. Nesmith, will Nesmith get a chance? It's coming in from AC. I don't know. I just don't know why he doesn't play. Like, he just straight up doesn't play. You know what I mean? It's like, if you drafted him, you need a shooter. Why not throw him out there and see if he can provide shooting for this team? But he just isn't. You know what I mean? So I think he just must suck defensively. But I don't think he's going to get a chance if he hasn't gotten one yet. Like, these Indiana games, or we'll see coming up, because now they play Memphis, Pistons. I know they have Toronto in there. Like, I think he's going to get his chance, if any chance, you know, barring any injuries. But I think that you know, Nesmith, I don't think he's really a crucial part of this. I'm skipping ahead a little. We got to catch up on some of these comments here. Gear says, as the record gets easier, I hope we see Nesmith slowly get worked in. That's what I was saying too. Like, if he does suck at defense, like my theory is, and I'm not saying like that's what I believe or anything, I just think like, why else wouldn't he be playing, right? If he does just absolutely stink on defense, then I'm wondering, you know, if these games against the Pistons and then a Ja Morantless Memphis coming up tomorrow, like, these are going to be the opportunities for him. So if he is, you know, working on some stuff, but he's right on the brink of getting there, we're going to see him pretty soon. But if not, like, if he doesn't play against the Grizzlies or doesn't play against the Pistons coming up, like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't really think we're going to see Nesmith do too much this year. Birkin saying Romeo needs to shave Sideshow Bob, get a face tattoo, and get ejected first game back. Yeah, we'll see with Romeo, too. That's the crazy thing. Like, is Romeo going to ever turn into anything? Or are these going to be 2 lottery picks that really do absolutely nothing? AC saying, by the way, Tatum attacked the hoop. Yeah, it was good to see. It was good to see. Like, when we got to the point of, you know, seeing Tatum over and over again kind of either take that dumb floater or pull up, anything like that, it gets frustrating, you know what I mean? And he makes that floater every once in a while. Like, I'll give him that. I'm not trying to say he doesn't. But the fact that we see a Tatum now that is trying to get to the hoop, and this is new as of, I would say, this past game. Love to see that because, and I guess what I'm getting at here is after one of those contact layups that he had, he looked over at Brad Stevens and like nodded to him. So I wonder if and I would guess there has been plenty of talk of like get to the hoop, dude. You're better than everyone on the floor. Get to the hoop. Let's see. Someone's saying trade Tatum in the chat. All right, troll. No chance. PJ Gear saying if he does suck on defense, throwing him against the top teams in the East isn't smart. Yeah, I mean, it's if you have to throw him in a game, you know what I mean, then he isn't ready either way you look at it. Against a bad team, against a good team, anything. So if you have to throw in, you know what I mean, if you have to throw in Neesmith, then it's like, well, then he's not ready. Like if we're even talking about having to throw him in any sort of game, he's not ready. Greg saying Romeo is a bust. Hated the pick the day we drafted him. I mean, a lot of Indiana fans came on here and talked to me and said, oh, geez, you guys just got a steal. Like, he is good. He is good. I don't see that. Like, what's telling me that this dude's good? You know what I mean? He's been injured, and when he does play, he's been like, oh, he's defensively like an animal. Like, not really. Like, I think people are just grasping at something. So, I don't know. I think Romeo's sort of come and gone. Like, I don't think Romeo's going to be a part of this team moving forward. Could be. Like, prove me wrong. Go ahead. Let's see. Wongy says the picture's lagging, probably because you're showing comments. Let's see if I get rid of this, if it fixes it at all. Yeah, we made a lot of updates to the stream, so if that's why it's lagging, then I apologize. How bad is it lagging? Is it like unwatchable lag, or loss of frames and whatnot? Let's see. Danny says missing that many free throws was absolutely nerve-wracking. Yeah, I mean, you see those free throws missing every time. You're like, oh, that's going to matter. That's going to matter because the Celtics get themselves into close games all the time. All the time. So, it's infuriating to see that type of thing because you know that these guys like a Jason Tatum missing foul shots. What? Like, he makes foul shots like it's his job. Go make them. Birkin saying the last two games, Jalen is entering the second queue so late, it's messing up his rhythm. I think Brad Stevens probably is still, I would assume, still working out this roster. You know what I mean? Still working out the fact that that there's guys that, like Jaylen Brown, who all of a sudden it's kind of like, oh, well, Jaylen Brown's dropping buckets every single game. Now, not that that's a surprise, but it's new. You know what I mean? Jaylen Brown last year well, I guess I shouldn't say it. Maybe Jalen's a bad example. But all of these guys that are new to the team or getting better on this team, that's the example I was trying to use with Jaylen Brown, but guys just getting better, all of a sudden it's new to the rotation. So I think, 4 games in, I don't think we have to worry about the Brad Stevens rotations. But, if you guys have been OGs of the stream, you know that I do have issues with Brad Stevens' rotation. So we will see. I don't know. Clint saying when Tatum drives with his eyes down, I can't see the rim, eyes up, money. Yeah, I mean when he is looking at the floor like all together, he's amazing. You know what I mean? He's even making the right passes now, which is crazy. KJ saying the video's lagging a bit, the audio is good. Yeah, we'll see if we can fix it. I don't know if we can fix it on stream here. I'll try and play around after this. Hopefully by tomorrow we're chilling. Clint says Romeo is Greg Monroe. Turd. I mean, that's a wild comparison. One's a second-year guy that barely has played. Another guy was a veteran when he came here. At the same time, they both might be turds. So that might be your best point. But the comparison of those two is wild. Greg saying the lagging's a little bit better. Yeah, maybe it literally was that chat. Maybe I got to figure out a way to put that on here and without the thing. But I like having the chat on here. Especially if we're going cross-platform now between Periscope, which is the largest viewership, I guess, but then YouTube and then also Twitch. If we're going, cross-platform, I want to be able to other people to see other people's comments. Did I just make sense? I think I just made sense. PJ says it's pretty bad for me. I don't know. We'll try and fix it. KJ says it's not unwatchable. The audio is 100% clear, but the video is skipping frames every few seconds. Yeah, it's got to be annoying. So we'll try and fix that for next stream. Mike says PP should start. Again, I don't know if oh, looks like the lag's gone. So maybe that's it. I got to figure out a way to show those without it lagging. But the thing with Peyton Pritchard, and I said it already, I'll just say it again, I don't know if he's as valuable starting. Do I think if he started, he would hurt them? No, because then you probably maybe move, I don't know, Marcus Smart to the bench if you still continue to start two big men. But I don't think it would hurt them to start Peyton Pritchard, but I think he kind of loses his pizzazz if he starts rather than coming off the bench. He's like a spark plug right now. Greg says, I love Greg Monroe. He wasn't great with us, but I still liked him. I was excited when they got him. I was. So I'm kind of in that same boat. Tommy says Casey Jones will be missed. Yeah, that's another, Heintzen and then Casey, and all of a sudden you're looking at two legit Celtics that played, coach, that type of thing. RIP to both. Wongy says, I feel Tristan Thompson gets blown by a lot. Okay, you're not wrong, but how about this? Tristan Thompson was matched up with Kevin Durant, and then he's even had to check Sabonis a couple times. So he's had his hands full with sort of the big men that he's had to cover. So keep that in mind, Wongy. But at the same time, yeah, I guess so. To some degree, Tristan Thompson, but he's never been known for this amazing lateral quickness. You know what I'm saying? But either way, yeah, guys. I guess if the lag is gone, then I'll leave the comments off for this stream. But I kind of want to figure out a way to get those back on for next. So I will do that in the off time. Looks like It's Gear checked in on Twitch there. See, I see the little logos. The one thing with the stream now is my chat reader that I have here is a weird amount. I can't really see the usernames. So, there's probably a few of you guys that are longtime Periscope viewers that I even maybe called a different name with this stream, but because of the cross-platform now, it has different usernames. So if I'm bugging out and calling you guys names that I haven't called you for years, apologies. It's just the way it shows up. Owen says Tristan has done a decent job these past games. Yeah, I don't think that it's an issue. I know you're saying he gets blown by a lot, Wongy, you were saying. I don't think he actually gets. I know what you're saying though. You're just saying you've noticed, time to time he gets blown by. I'm not saying that he's a walking blow by, but I think that it's been the matchups, and that is the day and age we're living in with this NBA. So it could be a legit thing, but I wouldn't worry about it for now until it starts to be a problem. You want to talk about blow bys? How about Grant Williams? Do you guys remember at, what was it, the first preseason game we went live? You guys were hopping in the chat. And now I say you guys, there's probably only a couple of you guys hopping in the chat telling me that the Celtics should start Grant Williams. I've never felt more vindicated with these past few games, saying Grant Williams has a long way to go before he's ever looked at as a crucial piece of this team. I think Brad Stevens is realizing it, and I always preface it saying, I'm not trying to say Grant Williams sucks. If he turns into the Draymond Green or the big man Marcus Smart or the perfect small ball center like people have said, if he turns into that, that's awesome. It's going to help them win games. I just don't think that, he's there yet for people to even remotely start saying that. And boy, oh boy, has he been tough to watch. And I know he didn't even play tonight. He came in, hit a three, nice, and then he stunk from there. That time that he was dribbling, he dribbled into two guys, fell over, ball rolled out of bounds, turned around to the ref and went, come on, call the foul. Grant, why are you even dribbling? I didn't even know you knew how to dribble. What are you doing dribbling? Never mind dribbling, trying to thread the needle with your big-ass body, thread the needle between two guys, and then you turn it over and look for a foul? Come on. That's not your role, pal. So it's weird. I hope he starts to turn it on, but yikes. Trying to catch up here. AC says, did Teague forget how to shoot? I think we're going to see a hot and cold Teague all year. I think, it was great to see him go off in preseason and then go off in opening night, but I don't know if we're going to get that every single night. In fact, I know we're probably not going to. All the Hawks fans and Timberwolves fans that at least made comment about it when we signed him were like, you're going to love him, but you're also going to hate him. And I'm not at the hate point with him, but I do see how, we can almost think we should rely on him for 15 points, and then he does not score. But I think he's going to get a little bit better. I think he's obviously an upgrade from last year, and I think he's a good guy to have. Now, I'd probably be a little harder on him and more or harsher on him if Pritchard wasn't playing that well. Because then all of a sudden you're looking at, well, what are we doing at our backup point guard position? But Pritchard, not only is making a name for himself, but kind of, sort of making sure Jeff Teague doesn't get too much hate lately. So shout out to him. Tommy says, what does Boston need to do better? to be better. Well, this year, assuming no trades or anything like that, they just need to play 48 minutes. I know that's such a stupid cliche answer, but look at last year, look at this year, look at even the superstars on this team like Jason Tatum, who rarely ends up playing obviously he's not playing 48 minutes, but 100% of a game. Jason Tatum will disappear at times. All of a sudden the offense goes down the shitter, like that type of thing. The Celtics, and I don't know if it's a Brad Stevens problem, but they come out of halftime always seeming pretty flat, and they need a kick in the ass to say, oh, wow, we're playing basketball. Let's go do it. So just play a full game. Like, I honestly think with Brown, Tatum, and then, even Thompson, I think, is an upgrade at the big man position. Getting Kemba back. Daniel Tice is I like him at the 4, I guess, or the 4/5 with Thompson. Rob Williams taking a leap up. Like, there's a lot of positives to pull right now from this team, but nothing's going to ever show through if they don't just play. There's a lot of positives to look at tonight. If they just got whooped in the third quarter and then never really made it out of that and never dug themselves out of that hole, we wouldn't be talking about the positives. So in order for us to even look at positives, they just need to play a full game because I think they're better than a lot of teams. Greg says, I would give Nesmith minutes from Javonte Green. Yeah, Javonte, I don't know. I go back and forth on him. Like, I do think he adds some sort of like electricity off the bench, but is it truly needed? You know what I mean? That's where where I'm conflicted, because when he comes in, I like him. I'm like, oh, nice. He's energetic. He's out there. He's trying hard. But if he wasn't there, would it hurt them? And he's not playing in every game, obviously. So I don't think he's totally necessary. Wangi says, give Rob Grant's minutes. Yeah, I think it's happening. Like, it's happening right in front of us. Mike says, Boston versus Portland finals. I'm calling it now. Wow. I mean, I do like the Trailblazers this year, and I don't know. It's tough for me as look at me. I got green lights in the back. I'm wearing a green hat. I usually am wearing like a green shirt. Doing a Celtics show. I'm clearly biased, but it is even tough to me to picture the Celtics in the finals this year. Now, when I say tough, it's like it's tough for me to predict that. Do I want them to? Do I think they can? I think I said it earlier in the stream. I don't expect them to, but yeah, sure they can. Birkin says, I suspect Boston versus Denver. Gear says the lack of role players not knowing their roles is not great. Yeah, and I think I tweeted it out at some point. I was like, it's kind of weird that all of a sudden at some point, it's like the Celtics just forget how to play basketball. Like, they do. I can't think of other teams in the league other than the really, really crappy teams. I can't think of any good teams in the league that guys are just like, whoa, wait, I thought someone was rounding third. Where's the pickoff? Can we hike the ball? It's like, no, dude, you're playing basketball. Dribble, shoot, pass, that one. They're like, okay, now let's get back into it. Now let's beat the Pacers. It's like they just forget. Wangi says, I think we could do with a player that motivates the team for moments when Brad Stevens doesn't. Yeah, I don't think Brad Stevens is the motivator. He's the schemer. Like when you think about coaches like a team builder, a schemer, motivator, he's the schemer, which is great, but hey. AC, they need to play D the way they did in the fourth. It was the defense. It was the difference, just 17 points for Indy in the fourth. Yeah, but they also it's a little bit of a mix. So what happened was that third quarter they couldn't buy a bucket either. I think the score was like stuck at 71 for like 50,000 minutes. So it's both. Like when you're not playing defense, and the Celtics are much like that, but a lot of teams are too. They're not playing defense, but then also not scoring because they're nothing. That's what I mean when they literally forget how to play basketball. It's not even like, well, they can't buy a bucket, but they're locking up on defense. No, they literally say basketball. Woo, see you later. We're not playing that sport anymore. And then they have to go and say, oh, crap, that's our job, and go run and get what they threw and then bring it back. Birkin saying, I say give Tice, Carson, and 2 first-rounders for Aaron Gordon. Who says no? I mean, if someone's saying no to that, I don't think you should say no to that, because I don't think the Celtics need any more first-round picks. They have their young guys. They have their core. Give me Aaron Gordon. I don't even know if it would take, that much from the player perspective. It probably would, I guess, yeah. But that's a guy that we've talked about before using that trade exemption on, so we'll see. Wong, if Pritchard becomes really good, where's that leave Smart? They can coexist. I think Smart, they did tonight too. I think they can 100% coexist. I think Marcus Smart can play the 2 perfectly. I think he has plenty in his career, and Peyton Pritchard's, I think, a clear-cut 1 to me. He clearly handles the ball a lot. Like, you notice that, it's what he's doing isn't what Marcus Smart does on offense. Weaving in and out, doing circles around the big men in the paint. I think they can coexist, so I think that's good. All right, a few more comments, guys, and then we're going to close down the stream for tonight. Gear says, that is what makes the Bucks such a good regular season team. Every guy comes in to the game knowing their role and what they have to do to make it easier on the guys. Yeah, I mean, I would say that it's also a matter of having that veteran and experience on the bench. You know what I mean? Like the Bucks bench, they have the experience, they have the veterans, and a lot of teams have that too. So it's not only a matter of knowing what you need to do, but it's a matter of being there before and having done what you need to do before. You know what I'm saying? So I totally agree. But we'll just see, because I think like it's 4 games in. It's tough for me to have the conversation of, oh, these guys have no idea what their rotation is. But if you guys are OGs of the streams, you know, that was my problems like in the bubble last year, that some guys just don't know when they're going in. And all of a sudden it's like, hey, Semi, get in there. And then he just doesn't go in. Like, Semi's a good example. The guy was great. Not great. I mean, not really. He had one good game and he kind of trickled off. But then it's like, doesn't even play. Same with Javonte Green, right? Does not play and then leads at least at the half or whatever. Greg says, is there any free agents out there that we can use? Probably. I haven't looked at the updated list, but I would say yeah. Like, I think I've always been high on Isaiah Thomas. I don't know if that's really the fit anymore, but I think that, you know, give me a veteran. It could be a Jeff Teague level guy. You know, it doesn't have to be a guy that's making anything more than maybe a little bit more than the minimum or anything. Like, go get something, help this team out. But we'll see if Rob Williams develops into a stud guy. Like, I think that he could be crucial to this team. And all of a sudden you're like, oh, well, maybe we don't need a new big man. You know what I mean? So 4 games in, who really knows what they need? But I would love a shooter. Like, I thought Neesmith was going to cover that. AC wants Buddy Hield. Adnan saying, why isn't Brown getting more shots? Yeah, he was. So what was it? 2 games. He was averaging like 17 shots coming into this, but that was after having like 8 shots or 10 shots or something a couple nights ago. Like, Jaylen Brown, as efficient as he is, he's having a really, really good year so far. He's got to kind of step it up and say, no, okay, Tatum's going to shoot 20 plus times. I will too. And a night tonight, I guess he didn't really need to do it. But I do think, you know, give him the ball more, because he's only getting better. Like, Jaylen Brown takes a couple shots that were like, oh, those had no chance of going in. All of a sudden, you know, halfway through the year, it's like those are his shots. So I am down to give Jaylen Brown more shots. And I thought we were leaning that way, but it doesn't seem like it. Birkin saying, see you next game. We'll catch you later, man. Clint saying, Pritchard's replaces what Edwards' supposed to be. We need Smart, not Edwards. Yeah, 100%. I think Carson Edwards, see you later, pal. You knew he was at his last, like, straw or whatever the saying is, when Carson Edwards in camp before the season this year was like, yeah, I really want to contribute defensively. And you're like, hey, buddy, we did not draft you to contribute defensively. You're 4'1" and supposedly a good shooter. If you can't do that, then you have no purpose here. So it's weird, because they jumped the gun, obviously, now on signing him. He was a 2nd-round pick. They signed him to, whatever, a 2-year deal, completely rare, you know, situation. And what has he done? Like, I feel like that isn't talked about enough, how dumb that was. Wongi says, it's terrifying that Peyton took that shot, the double clutch one, I assume. Yeah, but that wasn't their first look. So I do agree with you. It's like the fact that Pritchard's even kind of in to take a clutch shot like that shows there probably should be a better option. Like, Jeff Teague should be in there if Pritchard needs to be, but, you know, he just hasn't been playing well. But yeah, I'm not opposed to what you're saying there. I do say it wasn't like their first look, so it was kind of a desperation, but whatever. Gear says, get Korver. Yeah, I mean, I would love Kyle Korver. Like, love Kyle Korver here. Wangi says, said it last stream, regular season equals wild rotation, postseason equals we have no bench. Yep. Tommy saying, good night. We'll catch you later, man. Danny saying, thanks for another great stream. Clint saying, go C's. And then Greg said, I thought Carson Edwards was going to be our scorer off the bench. I was wrong. He's not an NBA player. Me too. Like, when he dropped, 41 points in like 5 minutes in that preseason game, I was like, oh, buckle up. It's about to be an electric show with Carson Edwards. But yeah, not the case. But anyways, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. We'll figure out some of the chat here and stuff. But I would recommend everyone that's still listening, you know, if you are a viewer on Periscope, head over to YouTube, go to Guy Boston Sports. All you have to do is search it and subscribe to that channel, because I think that's where we're going to be moving these streams. If you missed it earlier, Periscope is shutting its operations down, you know, in a month or so. So that is why we're sort of transitioning into doing this somewhere else, because obviously I want to keep doing these, but if we don't have the ability to do it on Periscope, which is what feeds into Twitter, then we had to figure out another option. I know it sucks because it's so easy But we'll catch you guys in the next stream. AC saying drinking a partly cloudy to celebrate. I love those. One of the best ones I've had. But we'll talk to you guys in the next stream. Peace.